Hey guys, it's Pig here from DreamHack Stockholm again. Today we have a very special chat interview thing. You guys would recognize the guy to my right, Mr. Dario, Mr. TLO. But right next to him, we actually have the big one.
Hello, my name is Aurel, also known as the Big One. I'm a non-pro gamer.
But you've still got some sponsors on your shirt, some esports knowledge going on.
Yeah, basically XMG is based in our city, so they sponsor us. Thanks to them, yeah. And we had 3 players here at DreamHack. One of us actually reached the second group stage. I didn't. But it was still good fun, and he got crushed in the second group stage, but it's still our biggest success so far in DreamHack, so we are happy.
That's a pretty good performance. And over here, I mean, before you, I don't want to use the nickname you gave before, so I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
I came up with the name, so it's alright. I'm TSO, which stands for the stupid one. I like it.
Is this kind of like ironic? Like you're actually much smarter than these two, and you just
Twice as smart as both of them together. So it's like 400 points, IQ points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 400. So you guys are all geniuses. So who's actually the oldest brother out of the 3 of you guys? And
Oh, I give it away.
Taylor ruined it. So you're the oldest one. So you saw these guys growing up. So
The oldest of us being here. So
how many are in the family?
all together 4. I mean 4 brothers and 10 sisters. No. We are 4.
Big German family then. Okay, cool. So you guys are all here. Is this the first esports event you guys have all come to, and you've all kind of together?
It's his first esports event, actually.
It's not true.
I mean,
There were some events in Berlin, and I went there, but it's our first one we went abroad together.
First, I guess, really big event and everything. Cool. So was there ever a point where you guys all played video games together growing up and you were all really competitive?
We did all play together. Arvid was always probably the least interested in video games, but he was playing Command & Conquer and everything together with us as well. We had like 2 PCs pretty early on, so we already played Warcraft 1 like via LAN against each other.
Warcraft 1?
Yeah.
The one where you had to hold down control to like drag a rectangle and you could control 4 units at most.
M and left click to move instead of right click.
Yeah.
Really old school skill game, not like StarCraft 2. StarCraft 2 way too easy.
No fog of war, so once you scout an area, you could actually see that area permanently, right?
Yes, it was like so.
In Warcraft 1. In Warcraft 2, it was like revolutionary because they invented fog, right?
But you could disable it. You could disable it.
Ah, right. Yeah, if you were like the noob mode, right?
No, if you're very old school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're just like, alright.
Fog of War is for noobs because it makes the game more random. Do you have Fog of War in chess?
So I can tell you were a Brood War map hacker and you had your excuses all lined up, didn't you? You're just like, oh yeah, you know, it makes it more skillful, right?
Exactly.
Alright, so I know you played a lot of Supreme Commander and this sort of stuff before. What would you say is the most iconic game growing up? Command & Conquer was like...
I mean, Command & Conquer was pretty big, but it was probably Warcraft 2, like all the Warcraft games. Warcraft 1, Warcraft 2, and then StarCraft was definitely the top 3, really.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have internet for quite a long time, so we played just, I'd say, 5,000 games each year of StarCraft. Just always Terran versus Protoss.
Yeah.
And at some point, I stopped winning. So, and then luckily we got internet, and I could play against other guys instead of Dario. So I won a bit again.
So, who played which race?
I played Protoss.
Okay.
Yeah, I played Terran.
So, how good were you? Did you in any way resemble like?
No, I was never really good. I mean, at one point I won versus a guy who was ranked first at IC Cups the season before, but I played random and 6-pulled him, and he was off racing, and he was like 45-0, and after this game he stopped playing random. So, but it was just like, though I was like C+ or something. Like
Okay.
really noob.
Well, that's like, you know, pretty good compared to me who only played single player. And then like, you know, I'd play with my brother growing up, and then I'd go to the internet cafe, and I remember watching Korean kids who'd obviously been exposed to it back home in Korea, and they'd just be like spamming, and they were just as bad as I was, except they had 300 APM. Were you guys spammers as kids?
I don't think we really did that because
No,
the whole concept.
this concept of spamming really wasn't around before this APM measurement started. So if you take really old replays or VODs from StarCraft, they didn't spam. It only came up when you had this number.
It's kind of the bling factor, I guess. Everyone started doing it.
Wanted to show off.
All right, cool. So you guys grew up all together in the same house. There's got to be some stories, some embarrassing moments that one of you could share about the other. It doesn't need to just be about Dario. You guys I want to hear some embarrassing stories or some fights. Did any of you guys ever fight physically a lot when you were young?
We didn't really fight physically so much, but when we were playing, because we were pretty competitive, like there was a lot of tears and like screaming and like complaining. Especially when like sometimes like he was starting to coach me like kind of like early on, like just sitting next to me when I was playing online and telling me what to do, and whenever I lost it was his fault, of course. Like, why did you tell me to do that? And like obviously I lost because of that or things like that. I was like really shitty to him when it comes to that.
But I was a bad coach back then, so I got angry at him for losing when it was my fault. So but over the time it got better.
It's kind of like I remember as a kid the same thing. You'd just be telling them to do stuff. It's just what you want to do. And yeah, you just kind of like, more like yelling in their ear rather than actually telling them, anything helpful. But, so there's a lot of tears, a lot of frustration. No fights? It was all through the game?
I mean, actually we didn't, like we always had a pretty good relationship to each other, I think, like.
Outside of games.
Outside of games. Yeah.
That's funny, actually. I think that's kind of the same with my older brother as well. It must be like a gaming thing. If you're really competitive in game, you get on.
Outside of the games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You just bunker rush them, right? And all right, cool. So you guys are all playing now. So TSO, right. I'll say the nice way of saying it. So you're currently work as a photographer, is it?
Yeah, kind of more like videographer. So only few still shots, mainly filming and editing. Yeah, I work as a freelancer and do all kinds of stuff. And so it's always nice to be at events like this and to get to know a little bit more about what Dario is doing.
Was there ever a point where your parents were kind of worried about Dario spending so much time on the games and not pursuing other things as much? Or were your parents always really supportive of the gaming?
I think they are really happy that he decided for a sport which is not as dangerous as, like, I don't know, parachuting or what else? I don't know. Like
He's not bullfighting in Spain or something.
Right.
I think. Well, I think the biggest shock moment was probably when I went to Korea for the first time, because it was really short notice. It was like maybe 2 weeks before I went. Like it was like at the lunch table, I was like, "Oh, by the way, I'm going to Korea in like 3 weeks." Like it wasn't like a question by me; it was just a statement. So that was a little bit when things started to get real, but there was never like any blocks like thrown in my way by my parents. It was always like, I think they always encouraged us to do whatever we like to do and to pursue what we feel is right.
That's cool. And probably more, I'm guessing, just your mum worrying, thinking he's just picking up and leaving. I mean, you were only how old at the time?
Well, I was like 20 then. No, like 19?
Oh, 19. No, actually 20.
Yeah, 20. But I was like I never lived by myself. Like I was still living at home, and then now I live in Korea. Like it's like a really big difference. It's not like I moved to a different apartment in the same city or in another city in Germany. It's like a quite extreme step, right? Like as a first step to move out.
But yeah, it all seemed to work out. Now you're traveling all around the world. You get this pimpin' jacket going on and everything. Any kind of, I don't even know what I'm asking right now, but basically, besides that, I mean, you guys played a lot of games. You didn't fight that much. There's got to be some embarrassing habits which Dario had, which you guys can tell me about. Some weird kinks as a child. Was he kind of like a bit of a dreamer? He'd be sitting in class, like you'd hear stories from his teachers about him not studying and kind of just thinking about video games all day, or?
I think he was pretty regular. So
just regular? What do you think of that, man?
I don't know. I think we were just like pretty normal kids. Like maybe a bit nerdy, but
yeah.
He started drinking when he was 10.
That's not true. Like,
why do people keep saying that?
We gotta hear more.
No,
If it's not true, tell the truth.
Well, I started drinking when I was maybe 13, but that's kind of normal in Germany.
Are we talking like, you know, like you just kind of drink a quarter of a bottle of vodka? Or are we talking about like a few sips of beer?
I don't know, like it really is like in Germany, like most teenagers start drinking kind of early. Like when you're like 14, 15, most people drink. Like I probably drank more when I was like 15 than when I was like older. Hopefully it didn't like kill too much in my development, but like it was never anything like bad. Like I never had any excess like experience.
Never had your stomach pumped by, you know, a hospital or anything like
No,
that?
like it's important to learn early to drink responsibly.
Well, that's funny because it's like it sounds horrible, but whenever I've been to Germany, I've been like on like the subway and I've been like, oh man, this group of like loud like teenagers drinking, and in Australia that means I'm gonna get stabbed in the next minute. But in Germany, like you walk past them and they're like, oh, they're like step out of your way and they'll be like so kind. So I think Germany might have something right there. Get them drinking when they're 10 to 13 years old and learn the right way to do it. All right, cool. Well, thanks so much for the interview and stuff, guys. Any last stories to share or anything like that pops into your mind, or any thoughts on your brother's career?
I'm not sure, but maybe back then when Dario was really little and he was still in the pram, and Aurel and me we were pushing it, and there was a hill, and it went downhill, and we lost control of the pram, and then it fell over, and Dario fell out the pram and hit some roses, and his cheek was torn. Maybe that left some issues, but I'm not sure.
Well, actually, it was me who just stopped keeping control of it, because I mean it was going downhill. So why would I need to have my hands on it? Because it's going by itself. So it's well.
I'm guessing you've heard this story before,
Yeah.
and it's something your mum kind of blames them for. You know, you're the baby of the family,
Well,
right?
I mean, to be fair, like maybe our parents shouldn't have left like me in control of a like 4-year-old or 5-year-old. I mean, that's.
In the end, it was my fault because I was the oldest one, so I should have known. But well, that was almost the end of the little one.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and we can see that with the StarCraft play today. Well, thanks for the chat, guys, giving us some insight into growing up and becoming a pro gamer. Any shout-outs for your sponsors, anything like that, fans, Dario, before I let you guys go?
Well, first of all, you should give a shout out to Marco, the only missing brother right now, if he watches that. And yeah, hi man.
Hi, Marco.
And yeah, of course, like I mean, HyperX is here as well, and Razer, always helping us here. Really cool people, and you know, you're probably gonna watch the games on Twitch and all that kind of stuff. And Barracuda and Need for Speed, making me sit comfortably, and hopefully some of you as well. So yeah, thanks for watching and supporting.
All right, thanks, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.